TRUTALK, brought to you by Truland Equipment. Join us as we explore cutting-edge machinery, groundbreaking technology, and inspirational stories from the field.
From the dedicated efforts of our team members to the triumphs and challenges of our farmers, TRUTALK brings you along every step of the way.
Whether you're a seasoned agriculturalist or simply curious about the industry, tune in to discover the fascinating intersection of technology, agriculture, and green machines.
TRUTALK, cultivating true conversations. Welcome back to TRUTALK. We're so happy that you could join us for this new episode. Today we are going to be covering See and Spray, and not only is that an exciting topic, but we also have our first customer joining us, along with a group of internal employees that are more than happy to introduce themselves. So we're going to go around the room, starting with Courtney.
Hey everyone, my name's Courtney. You guys already know me. Nick, do you want to go ahead?
Why, certainly. My name's Nick Fidler out of the Woodburn, Indiana location.
What's your position? What do you do?
Oh, okay. I'll get in depth then. Okay. So location lead and customer account manager. So sell equipment, parts, whatever. Engage with the customer.
And you have a unique position within the company. You're an account manager, but that's not all you've done.
Yep. So I started out here in parts 16 years ago and worked the parts counter, built relationships with a lot of customers, and then kind of evolved here last fall, going into the sales side of things. So,
awesome.
Yep.
I learned something about you today.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none.
All right, on to me.
Yep.
Okay, so my name's Joe Webken. I'm on the IS department, aftermarket CST. I work with Jordan and Courtney quite a bit. I'm out of the Van Wert store, but I'm now also covering Woodburn and Edgerton, leads for demos, customer trainings, call center, which is fun. So all kinds of good stuff.
Okay, and I feel like you kind of glossed over the demo portion of your job. So the See and Spray machine, we've had a demo machine. And how many demos have you done with that so far?
This year, I think we're up to 4 demos so far. Weather has kind of been a little bit of a workaround, and then last year I followed the territory machines around. So
okay, and the See and Spray machine this spring, late spring, has kind of been your baby per se.
Yeah, so I've been tasked with See and Spray, getting that up and running. Not only just the demos, but the customers that we've got them sold to as well. So I oversee some of that going on. I've also, if guys call into the call center, there is a See and Spray support line, so I've been assigned to that. So if they've got questions, they can call in with that. So
awesome. And last but certainly not least,
I am Justin Coomer. I'm the one that got to demo the machine.
one of the lucky few.
Yes, it was a very, very nice machine. So a little bit about myself. I farm with my brother and my father, and then we've got some part-time guys that work when we're real busy. We have corn, soybeans, and wheat. Most of our equipment is John Deere equipment. We got a few stragglers, but that's all right. The main ones are Deere.
We're working on that, okay? Don't worry.
I would like to know we're recording this with a Gleaner poster right behind him. So we've got some work to do, Nick.
No, history's okay. They're green. They're a green combine.
Yeah. We started out with a Gleaner combine, and we've evolved to the John Deere. So we raise seed wheat and seed soybeans, along with commercial beans and corn. So weeds are an issue that we have to keep a close handle on. So with See and Spray, it does give you some opportunities there.
So do you want to talk to us a little bit about your current sprayer situation and how you guys operate from that standpoint, just from application standpoints?
So right now we've got a 2013 4940 120-foot boom, 1,200 gallon tank. it has some technology on it. I've got direct inject on that sprayer, just one product. We also have the mobile weather. When we were spraying dicamba, back when that was a big thing, the mobile weather was big. I mean, documenting wind speed, direction, and I still use that today, and it works very well. We've got load command on our 4940, and I love load command. I know it's kind of a niche thing, and you gotta have all your ducks in a row to use it, but it works well for us in our operation, mixing hot loads and pulling them on in just a couple minutes. Efficiency is the biggest thing with that. So,
and I did hear in the pre-recording conversation that the demo machine does not have load command.
Yeah, that was a struggle. A little bit of a struggle.
And it's kind of a niche item for a sprayer, and not everyone has load command. Would it be nice? Absolutely, but it's not something that you have to make that sprayer work properly.
One of those things, though, once you have it, it's that efficiency side of things and the speed that it gains you, or the time that it gains you in terms of filling up. It's a night and day difference.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're using a 2-inch pump to mix our hot tank. I mean, he's got 15-20 minutes while I spray that load out, so the guy on the end might as well be mixing that batch up rather than just sitting there doing nothing. So, and then when you pull up, it takes 2 minutes to load, and
then you're back at it and going.
Yeah, it's efficiency. So
Yeah, it sounds like efficiency is something that's really important to you guys, as it is for most farmers. So what noticeable differences did the See and Spray machine make, aside from the load command? Did that make, what benefits did you see, gains did you see in terms of efficiency with that?
Some of the efficiencies with that sprayer, just the different technology pieces they've added to that, as far as the keypad up front when you're loading. You don't have to walk around to the side of the sprayer. You can, with the sprayer that we had, it had a dual tank, being able to load up, whether you're using the See and Spray or not. You've got 1,600 gallons worth of capacity that you can use, and that's big. Being able to run just a little bit longer.
And I guess for people that are listening from the See and Spray side of things, the machine that we demoed him was what we call the ultimate machine. This was a dual tank system, so it's basically 2 sprayers in one. Yeah. We can See and Spray out of the 600-gallon tank on the front, and we can broadcast out of the 1,000-gallon tank in the back. They each have an individual pump, so the versatility there is pretty neat as far as being able to run different products at different rates at once. I guess I wanted to mention that when he started talking about that.
Yeah, I think, do you want to break down the Select, Premium, and Ultimate options and kind of, obviously we don't need full specs on them, but there are three different packages for See and Spray available. Do you kind of want to highlight some of those? And obviously he was in the Ultimate.
Yep. So like I was saying, the Ultimate system is a dual tank, dual product system. We can broadcast out of one set of nozzles on the front and See and Spray out of the back. The premium version is going to be a puck kit at the time, so we'll add that to customer sprayers. It's not a factory option yet, but I believe it's coming down the road. That is for you guys as single tank sprayers. Same capabilities as the Ultimate version to an extent, so we can do 15-inch beads with it, 30-inch corn obviously.
Which is a new feature.
Yes, new this
Spray.
year was 15 inches. Yep. Last year we were still at 30 inches. So that's one of them things where the technology is going to get better. We're going to be able to do more and more as we go. Deer's capturing images, updating the processors, far as weeds and stuff like that it's detecting. So it's going to constantly get better as we go. Back on that premium version, it's going to be using the same amount of cameras. However, it is a couple less processors. See and Spray to date, the ultimate machines will do 15 mile an hour. The putt kits, the premiums, will be 12 mile an hour. Hopefully we see that get better yet, but like I said, that's one of them things where it's evolving. So, and then the Select is fallow ground only, so we can't do crops with it at this point. But still for guys that want to do it preseason, postseason, it's still an excellent option. So
Yeah, and the savings are still there. You still get the technology for the See and Spray. You just have a limited capabilities with that. So, yeah.
there's good, better, and best.
So, is there a difference between pricing for Select? I know there's a yearly or a per acre cost. Is there a difference between the Select Premium and Ultimate?
Yeah. So the Select is going to be the cheaper option. So that next year, that's going to be the $1 per acre on fallow ground.
Okay.
Yep. Premium and Ultimate will be both $5 per acre next year.
And that's on the acres that you do not spray.
Correct. So
When See and Spray is on.
when See and Spray is turned on,
Yeah.
Yep. So
So we sprayed 100 acres the other day.
Yep.
And with the See and Spray technology, we only sprayed around 45 acres.
right.
Yep.
So we would be charged for that $55 an acre. Or, I'm sorry,
60.
55 acres, or
Right.
At $5 an acre.
at $5 an acre.
Right.
Yep. So essentially what they're thinking is, and the business model is definitely improving next year from this year.
And that pricing model is new.
Yes.
So
Correct.
they just basically flip-flopped that from last year to this year. Well, the pricing model will kick in next year. So, but they announced it this year. Yeah.
This year it was kind of bulky. We had to ask guys, how many acres do you think you're going to spray? And then we had to calculate how many licensing units they would need, and then we had to order them.
Just buying credits.
So next year, essentially, if we cover 100 acres with the sprayer, let's say 60% of that, or 60 acres gets applied, will be billed for the 40 acres that's not applied. So the $5 an acre that's not applied. That way, essentially, if you're paying for $10 per acre for what is applied, you're only paying $5 an acre for what isn't applied. That's how they're generating that cost savings. So,
And have you had, again, you said that you have John Deere and John Deere technology. So how do you feel about this new pricing model or business model versus what we saw with the Gen 4s and versus what we're seeing with the G5s?
No, I wrote down a little note here. I truly hate the yearly subscriptions.
Yeah.
I really do. I would rather, let's say you figure the life of this equipment is 5 years. And at that 5 years, you're going to come out with something new. So if you're charging $500 a year at 5 years, just charge me $2,500 and be done with it.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole, you got to pay for it each year. I never liked that with the Gen 4s.
Yeah.
It's just a personal preference, I guess.
And so the G5s do have some of the correction to that.
Correct.
Now the advanced license is different. That's the one exception.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're not the only farmer. You're not the only guy that has problems with the subscription side of things, And I think as the business model continues to adapt and change for John Deere, and they get feedback from customers and they get feedback from dealers, who knows what 5 years from now it's going to look like?
Right.
You know, I mean, we had another guy that we were talking to on doing a puck, and say the puck's $15,000. He says, "I'll write you a check for $30,000. Don't bill me for any of those license units." I'm like, I wish I could. Yeah. You know, but that's.
Well, I think that the problem is with farming, you already have so many variables and unknowns. Something like a license. Just
It should
it's
be
just one
included with
that-
the upfront
yeah,
cost.
right.
Yeah.
For the cost of the equipment anymore, it should be included, or they should just figure it in.
Well,
That's
and the
my
thing, well, and the other thing is when you think about it, so like you go into a year like this, right, where it's wet in the spring and we've had some time that we haven't been able to get in as far as spraying and being able to kill weeds in a timely manner. You may be using the See and Spray a little bit more this year. Next year, if it's a little bit drier, maybe you're not using
It's hard to budget.
Right.
It's hard. Yeah. So then how do you sit there and say, I need to put $10,000 back for See and Spray technology, or I need to put whatever the number is, you know?
Aside, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, talking in my position, talking with customers and farmers and being a part of their team, trying to figure out, okay, how do we justify this and what is the ROI, right? Because that's what it comes down to. It's all return on investment and how long it takes.
That is the premise of See and Spray. I mean, that is our number one focus with this machine is ROI and the efficiency and reduce in application and chemical or whatever you're applying, the reduction in that based on, you know, cutting out those unneeded acres. So it's cost savings. And obviously if we're saying, oh, it's going to save you applications, it's going to save you gallons, then we need to be able to back that up, and it's just got to pencil out somehow.
Right. Well, and that's the different variables that are in play there, you know, in terms of how much you're going to be using it and things like that. I mean, that's what I think we're still trying to just wrap our head around what that really looks like.
Yeah.
But I also see Deere's side of it. You know, you could have a guy that has a See and Spray sprayer with that farms 10, 20,000 acres and uses it all the time. And you've got a guy that, like us, that we may only use it on occasion. I get not charging this guy.
Right. I get it.
Trying to make it equal for everybody
Yeah.
involved.
I get that. Deere's trying to make it fair and
A
equal.
truly usage-based fee.
Yeah. I get that. I don't like it.
Right.
I see both ways of it.
Yeah, I think they're actively listening to customers. I think that they have done a great job. We saw that the Gen 4, there was a lot of hesitancies, a lot of griping, quite frankly, about the subscription model. And then we see the G5s now, and I think they're going back to the 2630s, right? They're going back to that one-time activation rather than a license rather than a subscription. Now, I will say their reasoning that I have seen for why the G5's that advanced license, like we mentioned, that's still on an annual basis. It's because that's still evolving. Mm-hmm. So you still have your section control, your row sense, your auto track. All of that's kind of set in stone. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. It's not going to. Now, the technology may get better. We may, we're going to see section control to continue to fine tune over time, things like that. But the technology is what it is. On things like turn automation and auto path, their reasoning for that is that it's ever improving and it hasn't yet been set. So as they provide more value and more options and more opportunities, that's kind of why they're keeping that open for a subscription model.
Right, and I think you and I had that conversation in the cab when we were running. Mm-hmm. We discussed that the fact that this is constantly evolving. The licensing units is one way to pay for that in the background, I think, for Deere.
Right.
So, the technology is going to continue to get better, and that's across the board with the G5 and automation coming down the road.
And that's in every machine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, combines, sprayers, even tractors. You're talking planter tractors. Yeah. We're talking auto path.
Data, they're compiling it. They are figuring out what they need to do to make it better as we progress for that system. So,
right. Well, and that's something that Justin and this farm, this operation specifically, being around it, they've embraced tremendously when it comes to anything that aids in efficiency, data, or day-to-day decision making. They're utilizing John Deere technology, operations center, autopath lines. I mean, they're from top to bottom.
We were one of the first ones around here that had auto steer.
Yep.
I think the news articles up there on the filing cabinet, but
Let's take a look at that.
Either that or I think it's in Mom's office. But you know, we've tried everything, anything and everything that John Deere has offered. I don't think there's any technology that we haven't tried, is there?
No, and haven't embraced. I mean, to be honest with you, it's a
AutoPath.
Yeah.
I mean, I love AutoPath. You know, we can talk about See and Spray, and then we can have another one about AutoPath and turn automation. Right. I love those two products.
Did you just sign yourself up to be a permanent guest?
See, what I like about Justin is that he is not afraid to try something new. And if I have questions when Mark's not in the office, I'm like, okay, I need to call Justin to figure out the answer because I'm like, I don't know.
Because he's messed with it. He's been in the field. He knows how it works. I mean, he even got his dad, right? Which Rex is obviously the first one that had the auto steer.
Be careful if you're going to call your customer old.
Yeah.
If the shoe fits, okay? If the shoe fits, all right? But anyways.
Yeah,
he's not
we had
in
to
here
peek back to
anymore.
see if he's still in the room or not.
But he is, I think, probably one of the first guys that had ATTA, auto turn automation, in the combine.
Yes.
And I would have never thought that you'd see his combine going through the field and he's just sitting there with the hydro handle, legs up on the kickstands, just loving life, shelling corn.
Hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dumping on the go onto his grandson. Like, it was fun.
You come out with some of this new stuff, and with the age of my father, it's scary sometimes. You know, it's tough to you know, he's so used to doing stuff one way his whole life, and it's tough to learn some new stuff. But he's embraced it, and I'm fortunate that he's allowed us to try some of this because it's made stuff a lot easier for us as far as efficiencies, and
it goes back to ROI. All back to the same inefficiency. I mean, it comes back to what's the value?
Just being able to quit at night and not feel beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't think that turning on the ends makes that much different. You know,
You sound like a millennial.
You go from you go from not driving to just auto steer, straight tracks, then to curve tracks, and now your turn automation.
Well, and the AutoPath. I'm sure you guys use AutoPath.
We used
Not having to count rows as you go across the field to split it.
Well, something that we were in a program this year, this fall. We didn't get to use it much before it was released, just with the year, but AutoPath boundary.
Yeah.
It's something new that they came out with this year, and I love it. Dad loves it. You have to make sure that you have accurate boundaries, because if you don't, it makes some goofy.
But with autonomy coming down the road,
It's one step.
And data is only as good as the information you put in, right? So if you don't start with a basis of good data, right, you're not going to get good information back out.
Right.
So boundaries is a big deal, you know.
I think that brings up a good point. So Op Center, I'm assuming with, you know, all you said about utilizing AutoPath and AutoPath boundaries, you have to make those in Op Center. Yes. So I'm assuming you're a frequent user, frequent flyer.
I
You have it bookmarked on your computer?
I definitely have Op
Center?
Op Center bookmarked on my computer. I use it, I would say, 2-3 times a week.
Okay.
I mean, and when we're busy in the fields, I mean, I'm on it on my phone, on the computer.
Do you guys do work plans?
I do do work plans. We kind of, I do work plans so that Dad doesn't have to do the work in the field. You know, it's that little bit of efficiency thing where he can pull into a field. He's got a work plan. He's got AutoPath. It's all automatic. When he pulls in that boundary, he hits one button and he goes. He unfolds the planter and plants. And being able to do that, you don't have to mess around with selecting A/B lines or selecting a variety, looking at a paper. You know, I provide all that stuff for him in the cab so that if he forgets or needs to look back, he's got that. But to be able to just pull in, unfold, and plant, that makes a difference.
It takes the potential for human error, right? I mean, you get into a long day, right?
Yeah,
You're going in, pulling in the last field, and you unfold, and you have to select your seed variety and all this other stuff, and accidentally click the wrong one.
And you get in a hurry, and it happens.
It happens, right?
We just had a post-planning webinar this past week, so specifically over Op Center, and I did a section on common troubleshooting issues that, I mean, went back a lot of the time to now, whether it be operator fatigue or just forgetting, whatever the case is, I don't know, but situations where you forget to document that you switch varieties. So you only have one variety. Well, we can tell you, we can go back and edit what variety you planted, but we can't go back and add in a second one. We have no documentation or reference points for that. So yeah, just simple things like that. I mean,
There's a lot of stuff that you can do on Op Center. It's definitely evolving.
yeah.
Every day it's different. I mean, they're sending out release notes every 2 weeks.
So on the See and Spray, my question to you, Justin, where do you see the ultimate sprayer that you demoed? Where do you see that fitting in the ag industry right now?
Right now, I think it's a very specialized piece of equipment. I think someone that, I say that, and then someone in seed or, I don't think it will fit for every operation.
Do you think that it's based on an acre amount, like a guy that's...
I don't know if it's necessary. I mean, there's a certain point that, I mean, you have to be farming so much to make it possible to purchase, to make a pencil out. I mean, we haven't really talked about puck. We talked about them a little bit, but puck kits.
Yeah.
That is an option to where it makes it a little more affordable. But it's going to be kind of a niche product.
So my thing is on the pucks, you go to a single tank, single product.
Mm-hmm.
You go on the ultimate, you got dual tank, dual product. Which one do you see more merit in? Do you see merit?
Honestly, I running that sprayer and having the pulsing exact apply. Having the exact apply, I feel on a sprayer, and I think me running that sprayer and trying that out, I think there's more value in the exact apply today. And I'm not saying that See and Spray will never have value, but I think that it's a limited value. It's specialized on, and not every person is going to want to use it.
See, and it's
or
funny
can use it.
Well, right, but it's funny that you say that. So when you're looking at a See and Spray sprayer, right, the most or the highest upfront cost is with the exact apply technology, right? I mean, because if you look at puck kits for a sprayer that already has exact apply on it, and a puck kit for See and Spray, it's really not all that bad.
It's cameras.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, you're looking at $15,000-$16,000 for a puck.
Okay, it's more than cameras, I will say, but in essence,
that's not labor or anything like that.
It makes it attainable.
It does, but see, that's the thing. That's what I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, where.
It all depends on where you're at and how much, I guess, my opinion, how much money you're willing to spend for that technology.
Right.
You know, we've got a 4940 with, I mean, it's in all reality, it's a plain sprayer.
Yep.
Compared to what you have available today.
Correct.
You know, it's got the 5 nozzle bodies, that's it. I mean, high flow pump. I mean, but you know, there's some different things with the dual tank. I think it opens you up to some different opportunities. The being able to top dress wheat and have the 2 tips that would change and having a more accurate rate. I mean, individual nozzle control.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge on a sprayer.
Well, and it ultimately, when you're trying to obviously kill weeds, contact is huge, coverage is huge. So the pulsating of the Exactiply nozzle body and what that does for droplet size is it's unmatched.
You've got a constant, nice, even flow out of your nozzle.
Consistent.
Water droplet
Consistency
sizes are
is
exactly what
key.
you want.
And it's covering the plant. And Boom Track 2.0.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty sweet,
That,
wasn't it?
you know, I went and I sprayed with my sprayer the next
it on the
day.
ground all day. No.
You're not wrong. I mean, Boom Track, when it did all right.
Right.
It did okay. But this new one,
You could have that
You
thing
can set
16
it-
inches off the ground and it's going.
well,
Okay,
with
maybe
the See and Spray, I think your
Yeah.
range is 20 to, I forget what the high side. 20 is the low that they want you. But you can put it at 20 inches off the ground and it will stay there. Doesn't matter. It will stay there. You know, with the with what we have now, it's up and down. And I think something that they added with the new system is coupling ground and canopy together.
So Boom Track was redesigned for the Ultimate, and eventually I want to see that on all the machines because it's more of a pendulum style pivot on the boom. They added 2 more Boom Track sensors. The thing is a night and day different animal as far as how it maintains height throughout the field. So, and then you and I talked about the canopy options. So when you select it, you can go on ground, on canopy, and See and Spray actually, the Ultimate gives you canopy and on ground. So what it's doing is it's registering the canopy height and the ground height, taking an average and maintaining it from the 2 of them. So it's a lot more accurate.
And I you can definitely tell the accuracy in it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's just watching it go across the field.
it's amazing. I mean, and that's where the technology has improved from my 2013 4940 to this 2024 See and Spray sprayer.
I think that's a good point. I mean, you're talking an 11-year gap. Right. So there's things that you might not need a See and Spray machine, but you're getting all of those advancements in one machine and getting to see those in real time as the most current solution. So I think that there is some, and I think it's good that you can pick out, here's what I really like and here's what I still really like, but I might not need. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that's important to be able to, you know, I don't think that Deere has ever said that this is a solution that's for everybody. I think See and Spray has always kind of been a niche thing. Now, is it cool to everybody? I personally think it should be, but yeah, it's cool to everybody, but it doesn't mean that you're going to pay that super cool price tag if it just doesn't work for what you need it to work for. So, but if they do all of those, advancements that we talked about, maybe you're a perfect See and Spray candidate in the future.
Yeah, you never know.
As would everybody else, I think, at that point.
Well, see, but that's just it. I mean, if we can utilize this technology for that, I mean, look at the difference of what you could make. How you could adjust and
We can't hear head nods, but yes.
I mean,
You see him on camera.
the opportunities out there are endless, right? And it's not the one size shoe fits all type thing, but in that situation, that's a big deal.
Well, you look at, like we said, in 2004, 20 years ago, we started with auto steer. Who would have thought that we're
Talking about autonomy,
right?
down the road.
20 years ago, and now all we have to do is do our end rows when we're planning and just sit there.
And if you have good boundaries, you just hit the button.
Right. I have to back into the corners. That is it.
Not if you round your corners.
Wow.
Who does that? Yeah.
Nah.
Should have seen the
Got to
look.
plant every inch. Come
Yep,
on now,
yep.
you should know that.
But that's the thing,
Well, I guess going off of that, they do say that there's more corn plants in a wavy row, in a curvy row.
I have heard that too.
So why do we have auto track? No, I was just kidding. I think that's a lie.
Yeah.
I've never tested the theory.
There
but-
may be, but
Maybe a few more, but
But there's also a few more headaches when it comes to fall. So, 6 one way, half a dozen the other.
This is a side note, but you should ask Justin how Rex used to make them plant corn before auto steer.
when we first started, this is when I first started out, we'd have to walk to the other end of the field or take a pickup to the other end of the field, and we'd set up a stake, kind of like grade
put flags
stakes. And we'd line up his first pass, his straight pass. We'd line him up. You'd step it off, and that's how we made straight passes. But that's how, I don't know what the right word would be. That's how particular we are, I guess.
Right.
So you're definitely backing into corners.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
So do you have any questions for us?
Me and Nick have talked a couple times since the demo. So if I've had any questions, I've said something to him. But really, I think we covered a lot of the stuff with the See and Spray. I think it's great technology, but today I don't think it's something that we're gonna utilize.
Yeah.
But it was nice to be able to see the exact apply.
Yeah.
That's something that I truly think that would save us money.
Yeah. See, and that's the big thing, I think, on the dealer side of things, and specifically our location. We talked a little bit about it, and I think at the dealer level, things are changing and evolving so much, right? Whether with our merger or with the amount of technology that's coming out, change in product line, whatever. I think we need to do a little bit of a better job of trying to embrace that technology and be able to get our customers in that seat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he may not be a buyer for that specific sprayer.
Not today.
Not today, but the exact apply was a big deal to be able to see.
Yeah.
The split tank and being able to see what that could do is a big deal. Boom track. Seeing that.
But he has a reference point now for, let's say 3 years from now.
Correct.
If there's advancements in something or they decide to upgrade sprayers or whatever the situation is, he'll have a benchmark for, hey, this is where See and Spray was in its infancy, quite frankly, and then be able to see where it's evolved. Yep. And you could be a person that picks out, hey, exact apply, boom track. Those are some things that I'm really focused on, and that's what's important to me for this next purchasing decision. Yep. But then, as autonomy advances and we see the whole industry change yet again, you have a baseline for that. Right. So.
Well, I've been involved in the turn automation ever since it came out.
Yeah.
I've seen the evolution of each portion of it, and it's gotten better and better each time.
My thing is it's easy to be afraid of the technology, right? Mm-hmm. It's easy to be intimidated by it, but I think if we just let our guard down a little bit, whether if it's the dealership side or customer side, I think that we'd be kind of surprised on really how easy it is to use.
Right.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And how many places there is for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those, I think, if you're not using it every day, it's a struggle sometimes. You got to fumble your way through a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of...
Well, and I think, like we talked about the puck kits, I think John Deere offers some opportunities for advancements in technology.
Yep.
Just like this, okay, let's say I see us using See and Spray 10 years down the road. We could purchase a sprayer without the See and Spray at this point.
And put a puck on it later.
And put a puck on it later.
Right.
We can make sure that it has everything that on it that I want, like the boom track and the exact apply. I could put load command on.
Oh yeah.
You want that quote this afternoon?
No.
No.
I went on John Deere and built it myself.
That's list price. That's lit. That's okay.
Oh, I know what list is.
Yeah.
No, but John Deere gives you the opportunities. If you have the base, you can build from it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's customization at its finest, and I think that bringing up the pucks, those pucks are not going anywhere. Planners, that's a whole nother market that they're just now breaking into, and it's gaining a lot of traction because it's an option that we haven't quite frankly seen from Deere in the past. And
To be able to upgrade an older piece of equipment with newer technology is, without having to buy a brand new piece of equipment,
Huge.
it's huge.
yeah, keep your frame.
you just gotta embrace it.
You do.
Because if you don't, someone else will.
Exactly.
And I think it's awesome that they're utilizing it across their offerings. I mean, so we started in planters, and now we're seeing it on sprayers, and those are high-tech pieces of equipment that not only are they, mechanically you're updating, but technology-wise and giving you the option. I mean, it used to be, oh, you don't like what you have on your 2600 display? Okay, buy a new one. And that's not really, and now a display is very different than a planner. I recognize that. But, yeah, I mean, it used to be if you didn't like what you have, you trade it in, you upgrade. And now you don't have to trade it in, and you still get an upgrade. So, yeah, I think that everybody should be keeping an eye on the puck market.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, especially on the Deere side of things, because I really don't know of any other name brand of our competitors that does that. There's a lot of sideline companies.
It's aftermarket retrofitting, yeah.
Retrofit, but not the actual parent company saying, okay, I'll take your 10-year-old planter and I'll make it high speed.
Our biggest thing is, everything's all in one spot. Everything works together. It just seems like everything just meshes better when it's a deer with a deer.
The green on green solution.
You get a precision thrown in here or something else thrown, and then stuff just, it never seems like it works right.
Yeah, you're not fully utilizing all of the technology because it's not.
You're only using half of everything.
Well, I will tell you one thing for certain. The maps that you get from See & Spray would be nothing like having a retrofitted planner, or if somebody comes to the market and starts offering retrofitting sprayers with that type of technology. I mean, I can guarantee you that their maps will probably not be as consistent and accurate or as pretty, however you want to phrase it, as that See & Spray map. Yeah, they are colorful. Yeah. But that color indicates your weed pressure, so yeah. It's a huge benefit to not only see where you're spraying, but how much you're spraying in the places where it is turned on, where your nozzles are turned on. So yeah.
See & Spray, it's a great product. I will give John Deere that. It works perfectly.
Yep.
It just
adjustability.
Right. Something that we ran out in this See & Spray tank. You were riding with me, Courtney, when we ran out in the See & Spray tank. We were able to call Joe. I wasn't really familiar, going from a 4940 with just, I don't know even what they call the operating system of the sprayer. Just sprays. The sprayer's operate Spray Star, yeah, whatever they call it. There's not very many components to it compared to what See & Spray is. There's a lot more to it. So we were able to call Joe on the phone and say, hey, we were out in the middle of the field. And, hey, he logs on through RDA and can walk us through that. And I think that's great. Being able to shut off the See & Spray and just do broadcast.
Yeah.
We did that at the end. We ran out. I wasn't going to fill up for one pass. Yeah, it wasn't even a full pass. So, you just broadcast the last little bit and move on with your day. And being able to have that option, it's big.
Yep.
So.
Options. And efficiency.
One thing I would like Joe to kind of elaborate on and talk about a little bit more is going to be the adjustability of the sensitivity when it comes to what the See and Spray can see, and I guess just elaborate on that side of it, so then that way customers have a pretty good idea
Absolutely.
what that looks
So,
like.
what we did in the demos, and we brought up the cameras. So, when we set up the See and Spray, we have to tell it what crop we're running. So it recognizes the crop that we don't want sprayed, so it's not looking at the crop, it's looking at the weeds. You and I sat on the end there, and we turned on the outside cameras next to a weedy patch. And you saw your rows in bright green,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then it pops up with blotches of purple on the screen.
Yep.
Yep. What we can do is we can set that sensitivity as to, okay, maybe I don't want to hit the smallest stuff. I'll come back in a week or two and make another pass, or just the option there where I want to save on chemical a little bit and ignore certain things. And you got to see that. So we turned that sensitivity down, and we saw some of the purple disappear as far as what it was detecting.
It's amazing how much that those cameras can see, and being able to adjust that to, I mean, you're going to a blade of grass.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
But to be able to get out and go check that, I mean, it's huge. I mean, you can walk out to the boom where you were previewing that, and it's like, I don't see those.
Right, so you get
Until you get down, you're 3 inches from the ground, and okay, I see that little button weed.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, how does that camera see it?
See, and that's what we were running into here the other day. We were doing a demo with another customer, and the product that they had in the See and Spray was not a grass herbicide, right? So we had the sensitivity turned up basically all the way to where it's see anything, right? And so it's using the See and Spray solution on the grass. Well, if it's not going to kill it, why waste it? So adjusting the sensitivity there to be able to pick up,
Yep.
that's a big deal.
Yep. And then we have the buffers, so we can, our buffer area. So we talk about windier days or something. We can set See and Spray to where it'll start and spray a 6-inch area of the weed it sees using 3 nozzles, right? So we're getting a good, if we were using a 120-degree nozzle, we were getting a good overlap with the nozzles on that. Windier days, we can turn that buffer area up, whether it be 10 inches, 12 inches, and turn on a few more nozzles just to make sure we're getting that coverage, getting that.
And I did notice some of the bigger weeds, it probably wouldn't have hurt to have that turned up.
Okay.
They are dying. It's just taking them a little longer, and I wonder if it's the coverage of it.
Right.
Right.
What were you using in your tank mix?
So when we had,
Tanks.
Enlist.
so we used Enlist as a
Broadcast.
broadcast, and then we just used Roundup as our See and Spray. We could have used some different products. I kind of wanted to make it easy on you guys as far as cleaning out. You know, if it was my own, I would have thrown clethodim in my See and Spray tank to kill volunteer corn. But not knowing where that sprayer was going next, and
Right.
yeah, I mean, you can clean it out well, and we did that after we were done, and it's not a hard process. Being able to put a tank underneath the sprayer now, a 250-gallon tote is huge.
Right.
And we didn't have a whole lot of product left over.
No, we didn't have a whole lot of product
Boom
left.
purge.
The boom purge and all the technology stuff that you have on this new sprayer compared to, I mean, I've got a tank rinse option on the 4940, but I think it
To be able to do it all from the cab is
yeah
pretty sweet. Yeah.
yeah
And the
So-
product reclaimed from the booms. I mean,
yes
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
yeah but
Okay. Do you got anything else for us?
No, I think that's it.
well, when you're ready to talk about turn automation or autopath, I'm ready. I love autopath and turn automation.
I think we really should do one on Autopath with the amount of calls I've had this year. So
And
Yeah.
with having Boundary come out
Oh.
this spring, and
We
I'm
need
sure.
To do one. We need to do one on boundary before next spring.
Yes.
Yeah.
The boundaries is the biggest thing, and you know I did boundaries this year, and I'm gonna have to go around and redo some of them. It just
I'll tell you one thing. When you start using autopaths and boundaries, you realize how bad your boundaries are.
yes,
Yeah.
That's like looking in the mirror. Like there's no harder
Yeah.
truth than that.
Mhm.
That is just.
well, it's scary. You know, you're putting so much faith in the system, and it's like, okay, you do your thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand back and sit back and just watch. Okay, am I gonna go past that pole? I should be able to, but
Or am I gonna go in?
Well, do you remember the day starting with auto steer, just trusting it as you're coming
Oh.
into your headland or coming into your pass, not wanting to grab the steering wheel and take control of
it's
it?
still hard not to grab the steering wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just it's a trust thing, and it's tough.
Comes with time.
So
Yeah.
you do the spraying, right?
I do.
Okay. So I have this theory that all the applicators are control freaks. Like it's a thing. It's a thing. So all I need to know is, do you do the spraying or not? And if the answer is yes, that tells me everything I need to know about you.
Yeah, I do all the spraying, and
Yeah.
my wife would probably say the same thing.
I think you about have to be when it comes to being an applicator,
Well, you
though.
do.
Yeah.
You do
Yeah.
have to be.
The
but-
attention to detail. Good
Yeah.
lord.
Yes.
Her on for a podcast.
The day in the life of a farm wife.
Well, it was neat to see her posts on Facebook and stuff. It's,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Courtney said that she does some social media stuff. Yeah. Do you guys have like a farm page?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Coomer Farms LLC.
Okay. Instagram, Facebook.
You can follow.
Just Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Our thing is, it's a way for us to educate.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people, since we've started the Facebook page, well, I didn't know all that went into putting the crops out. I thought it was just plant and harvest.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
I have a lot of friends that are not involved in ag, which love them to death, obviously. But for them to truly grasp what all goes into it, they're like, "What do you mean you're busy 4th of July weekend?" Well, there's wheat to come off. There's spraying to be done. What do you mean?
Straw will be baled.
Yeah, why are you? Well, we don't do that, but
Oh.
yeah.
My family does. So.
Yeah. Every farm is so different. For somebody, I think that's awesome that you guys are taking the time to just educate people. If for nothing else, to at least let your non-ag friends and acquaintances realize why you're truly busy.
well, and we've got landowners that aren't around here. We've got one that's in Arizona and one that's in Washington, and them being able to get on there and see, okay, that might be my farm, or that it's
They're
interesting.
moving, they're
They
planting,
can they can be
spraying.
involved. They can understand the process. You know, if I send a bill to a 50/50, they understand why or what we're using these products for.
Yeah. Now you just need to do a YouTube channel.
I don't know if I have enough patience for that.
He can start his own podcast and just do a day in the life.
I tell you what.
Are we going to be competitors?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, you did take the first step, being on a podcast. So
And telling about your Facebook page, you can do like Facebook Lives.
well, yeah.
Now those are a little bit more nerve-wracking because you don't have the editable side of it.
I'm not going to edit any of this.
Fantastic. We appreciate your time, Justin, as always.
I appreciate you guys coming out and giving me the opportunity to try the See and Spray. Not everyone gets to do that, and
Next up will be the combine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do got combine.
Oh, he
Demo's
signed
coming
up. Don't worry.
Perfect. So you'll see me
yeah?
in the fall.
Yeah.
For
Hey, we'll see both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. S7 800.
no, I appreciate you guys. All you guys, your time.
Appreciated you taking the time out of your day to do it too.
Heck
So.
yeah.
Thank you.
For taking time to demo it and give us your honest feedback. It's important that we see the good, the bad, everything in between, and have an open, honest conversation, just like a lot of our other customers would if they were demoing it, not putting it only in the hands of people that it's a guaranteed sale. I think it's important to get it out into the countryside, so showcase its true capabilities. So yeah, we appreciate your time, and we appreciate all of your input on this and your willingness to share your experiences. So Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Be sure to like, follow, and tune in for our next episode of Podcast wherever you stream on Spotify or Apple. Until next time.